Okay, so what in the world does tax policy have to do with artificial intelligence? Well, as it turns out, a whole lot. We're going to dig into this really surprising link between something called tax certainty and India's massive plan to push its AI revolution way beyond the big cities and into the heart of the country. So, where does this all start? Well, with a seriously big ambition. At a recent AI summit, India laid out this incredible vision, basically a charter to democratize AI. The idea is to make sure its benefits aren't just stuck with a few people in a few places, but are spread out for everyone. And look, this isn't just some high-level dream. It's being powered by an absolutely massive workforce. We're talking nearly 1.9 million people. These are the folks who are the real engine here, working inside what are called Global Capability Centers, or GCCs. You can think of these as the innovation hubs that global companies are setting up right inside India. And we need to be really clear about what these GCCs are. They're not just some back-office call centers. No way. They are the absolute powerhouse driving India's digital growth. This is the front line of innovation, and they are the key to India's future in AI. So what are these things exactly? Well, right now there are about 1,700 of them across India, and that number is just climbing. Think of them as the places where huge global companies put their most advanced operations. They're pioneering how to bake AI into, well, everything. They aren't just side players. They are the absolute foundation for India's entire AI dream. But every great story has a conflict, right? And this incredible story of growth was about to hit a massive wall. There was this really persistent, complicated problem that was creating a super risky and uncertain environment. And it was threatening to bring this whole engine grinding to a halt. And that problem has a kind of intimidating name, transfer pricing. But honestly, the idea is pretty simple. It's just about how different parts of a big global company, say the office in India and the headquarters in the US, price the work they do for each other. Now, getting that price just right for the tax authorities, that's where things get incredibly tricky. And just how tricky are we talking? Well, the source material calls it a constant irritant plaguing the technology industry. I mean, think about it. If you're trying to build the future, the absolute last thing you need is some constant irritant slowing you down with endless legal and financial headaches. So why is this such a huge deal? Well, for one, how do you even put a price tag on an algorithm or a piece of custom software? It's really, really hard. And that creates this huge gap between what companies think is fair and what tax authorities think is fair. That leads to mistrust, which then leads to these super long, super costly legal battles. And all that instability, it just scares away the foreign investment that India needs to keep this growth going. Okay, so this is where the story takes a turn. The Indian government saw this problem, and they stepped in with a really powerful two-part solution. And it was all designed to do one thing above all else: create certainty. So the solution has two main parts. First up, you've got these relaxed safe harbor rules. This is pretty straightforward. The government basically sets out clear, pre-approved pricing rules. If a company plays within those lines, they're in the safe harbor, they're shielded from any disputes. Simple. The second part is for the more complex stuff, advanced pricing agreements, or APAs. This is where companies can actually sit down with the tax authorities ahead of time and agree on a pricing method. It's like a custom-made deal that just wipes out any uncertainty down the road. And what's so cool about this APA program is that it's all built on trust. It's not a fight, it's a conversation. It gives businesses that long-term certainty they absolutely crave. And, it works so well that even the United Nations points to it as a key way to prevent these kinds of disputes all over the world. All right, so we've got the problem, this transfer pricing mess, and we've got the policy solution. But how does this all connect back to spreading the AI revolution? Well, this is where these kind of dry tax policies start to have a huge, exciting impact in the real world. This slide just lays it out perfectly. It's like a chain reaction of growth. Step 1. The government comes in and provides tax certainty with these new rules. Step 2. That gives all these multinational companies the confidence to invest for the long haul. Step 3. Because they feel secure, the GCCs start pouring more money and resources into their operations in India. And that leads us to the most important step of all. Step 4. Expansion. With all that risk taken off the table, these companies can confidently open up new centers, not just in the big hubs like Bangalore or Hyderabad, but out in the emerging Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities all across the country. That's the game changer. So what does this all really add up to? I mean, this expansion is so much more than just a few new office buildings. It's the real, tangible result of that big vision we talked about at the start. the actual democratization of AI. When it comes down to it, what does this geographic spread really mean? It means one thing: deeper AI penetration. It's about taking that innovation, the high-skilled jobs, the opportunity, and moving it out of the saturated tech hubs and bringing it to more people in more places. It's about truly fulfilling that mission of making this work for the benefit and happiness of everyone. So, with this stable foundation now built, the ball is really in the court of the GCCs themselves. The challenge for them now is to grab this opportunity. It's time to move up the food chain, to go from just being efficient to being truly inventive. That means dedicating their incredible workforce to real R&D, creating valuable new software and patents, and building a culture where it's okay to experiment, to take risks, and to help lead the global AI race. And that leaves us with this really fascinating question for the future, doesn't it? We've seen how a smart, targeted policy can literally clear the road for growth. So now that the path is smooth, we have to ask, could this new wave of expansion actually turn India's smaller, emerging cities into the world's next great innovation hubs? The potential is just enormous.